Well, as they say, better late than never, right? Women's History Month was in March, but we got today. So, good morning. After a long year of isolation and social distancing and following a postponement, a cancellation, and another postponement, it's my pleasure to welcome you back to the 28th May W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor celebration. Good morning. Now, please join me in welcoming the Honorable Charles Berman, our great receiver of taxes, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hi, good morning. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Charlie. And given the issues of social distancing, we are fortunate enough to have one microphone being shared by both members of the Berman family. So I'm going to ask our great friend Lisa Berman to now please lead us in the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Lisa. Well, here we are again. A little different than previous occasions, but as they say, better late than never. And this will be the first and probably only time that the Women's Roll of Honor celebration will take place so close to Father's Day. You know, we've had quite a year plus for all of us. We've gone through great tragedy, we've gone through great anxiety, we've gone the ups and downs of depression to elation to a great announcement yesterday that all of a sudden now masks are no longer required and everything is going back to whatever we know this new normal to be. It's a long time in coming, but one of the things we do know is that whatever this new normal will be, there will be things that we will be able to get back to truly normal on. And this great celebration is one of them. We have, after unfortunately missing last year's celebration, we have the opportunity now to go back and to celebrate anew, to celebrate women of great distinction, women of great academic achievement, women of faith, women of community mindedness, women of great business acumen, and women of accomplishment in so many walks of life. That is as much a part of the new normal as it was the old normal, and I am so glad that we can do this. We were able this year to prevail upon the powers that be to provide us the most outstanding day we could possibly have under the circumstances. Normally, as I told some, we do this in March, and we do it indoors, thankfully, because March is a very, very different time of year than this beautiful day in June. But let's take advantage of every opportunity we have, of every advantage we get from here on out, because we now know that there's very little we can take for granted, and there's very little that we can guarantee in life. Let's take advantage of it while we can. Good morning to all of you, and thank you so much for being here. We have such an opportunity today to remember not only the 13 outstanding women that we're honoring here today, but to remember all the great women that have been honored on what is now an increasingly burgeoning number of boards, which lists now every single of the 28 years of honorees. The women on that board are as vital today to the success of the town of North Hempstead as they were when they were first named to that board. So, and I'm going to call up one of them right now, if I may. I'm going to call up an honoree, and don't want to say past honoree, because every year the honorees get honored anew. But I'm going to call up our great friend, our outstanding town supervisor, Judy Bosworth, for her remarks. Good morning.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So wonderful to see you all. I know that some of you, because I certainly am, are starting to feel that we're coming back from this quarantine, from this isolation. And I know, as Wayne mentioned, the mask mandate is gone. I still have my mask with me because it's very hard to go from you have to be wearing masks to now it's okay, there are no rules. Personally, I still think there are rules. I think we should still be social distancing. I think if we're indoors in large crowds, we should be masks, but that's me editorializing. And I hope you'll forgive me. But it is so exciting to be here today with all of you for this very, very special event. Our Women's Roll of Honor, as our town clerk has mentioned, pays tribute to the honorees who serve as inspirations to all of us, not just today, but really throughout the year. And I know that I speak on behalf of the entire town board when I say that this is a tradition that we look forward to every year. Unfortunately, we were unable to have an event last year, but that didn't stop Wayne Wink, because he went from house to house, from honoree to present the certificates, to present the honors, to make it very special, or as special as it could be in the time of a pandemic. So let's hear it for Wayne for all that he's done. And so you must know that this event was planned certainly before Governor Cuomo said it's okay, because Wayne had that determination that we're going to do this, and we're going to do it in a more personal way than we were able to last year. And that's why we are all here and so grateful to do that. So it's an honor to be able to recognize all of the incredible women who are going to be introduced in a little while, who have given so much to their communities. But speaking about people who have given so much to their communities, I could almost say the women, because there are so many women on our town board. But in fact, it is a very diverse group of individuals that I have the pleasure of introducing. So our council members that are in attendance today, let's hear it for our councilwoman, Viviana Russell. Councilman Peter Zuckerman. So Councilman Angelo Ferrara is a great friend. Unfortunately, he's not able to be here today, but I know that he's here with us and thinking of all of you today as well. But we do have here Councilwoman Veronica Lurvy. Councilwoman Lee Seaman. And our baby on the board, and I don't mean by age, but I mean by time on the board, but it could be by age, our Councilwoman Ann Delamancy. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be introducing the other elected officials that are here, but I'm going to, because I can. So I'd like to say that you'll be hearing from her very, very shortly, our great county executive, Laura Curran. We have our New York State Senator, you can't miss her in yellow, Anna Kaplan. And we have a number of our Nassau County legislators, and we're so thrilled to see Sheila Bino, Ellen Birnbaum, and Delia DeRigi-Witten. So we're just so thrilled that you're here with us to celebrate the very special women that are going to be honored today. So this event actually began in 1994, and it was spearheaded by the late, great supervisor May Newberger, hence the May Newberger Women's Roll of Honor, if any of you were wondering where that name came from. She was the first female supervisor for the town of North Hempstead. She was truly an avid champion for women's rights and a courageous and forward-thinking leader who was always looking for innovative ways to make the community better for our residents. My favorite May Newberger story is, and some of you may have heard this, I was honored to be part of the Women's Roll of Honor, and that was in 2001. And I remember running into May at the then supermarket Food Emporium, and I said, oh, I'm so honored to be recognized in this way, because I really was. And her comment to me was, yeah, you know, you had been nominated so many other times, I never could understand why they didn't pick you. So that's kind of the spirit of May Newberger. Today we are keeping this tradition alive by honoring 13 distinguished women who will join our honorees from the past 28 years for the role that they've played in their local school districts, community organizations, civic groups, charities, and so much more. While their accomplishments vary, they do share something in common. Each of them has left an indelible mark on the greater North Hempstead community. So I know I thanked Wayne before, but I'm going to do it again. I want to thank our town clerk, Wayne Wink, and his terrific staff for putting together this great event. I usually like to introduce Wayne by saying the wonderful Wayne Wink. It just feels so good to say it, and it's true. And for making sure that we're safe while we're celebrating in this way. And I know how much time and planning went into this, and you do that every year, but I think this year is particularly special because it's an opportunity for us to feel that there is a light at the end of that very dark tunnel that we've been through. And I think I'd like to say today marks the beginning of the end of that dark time. So I'd also like to thank our receiver of taxes, Charles Berman, for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and his beautiful and talented wife, Lisa, for singing the National Anthem. That's it. Thanks so much. I know we're all looking forward to a wonderful morning. Wayne?
Thank you, Judy. It is now my pleasure to introduce our great county executive, our Islander fan-in-chief, and our good friend, Laura Curran.
Thank you very much, Wayne. I'm really happy to be with you this morning, and I kind of like this new normal. This could be a tradition that we could carry forward. So when I think about women of influence, civic engagement, and power, I really think North Hempstead has led the way. You can look around and see the amazing women politicians, government officials that we have here on all levels of government that I'm so proud to serve with. But we also have women in our communities, whether it's in healthcare, civic engagement, the educational community, whatever it is, each of you making a difference for the better in your communities. And every act that you do has a ripple effect that goes out. And the influence that you have, most of it you won't even realize what it is. So I just want to say, as I look upon this beautiful crowd from the many diverse communities in the town of North Hempstead, I want to say congratulations. Please keep doing what you're doing. We need that positivity. We need those ripple effects to keep happening in our world right now. And I just want to pause for a minute. And, you know, in my kids' school, there's honor roll, there's high honor roll, there's high honor roll with distinction. And I think if I could bestow high honor roll with distinction, it would be on Supervisor Bosworth for her amazing years of service for the town. So enjoy the breakfast. You're here with your friends, you're here with your family. Have some fun, and then go out and let's get those ripple effects going. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. Before we name each of the new honorees this year, I do want to take a moment to ask all the honorees from the last 27 years who are here today, and there's not as many as there normally would be, because normally we invite 300 people, but we, this year, for obvious reasons, kept it very limited. But I do know there are a number of honorees from the Women's Roll of Honor from past years who are here. I'm going to ask you all to rise so you can be recognized. Thank you all. Thank you for, this is not a one-off. That's why I don't want to call people past honorees, because the work that got all these great women onto those boards continues each and every day. And the fact that they're here is just further proof of that. So thank all of you. I also want to single out Jennifer DeSena, who was one of our 2020 honorees. And for obvious reasons, we couldn't have the breakfast. We couldn't do anything like this last year. So her and the other honorees for 2020 should be thanked as well. So, without any further ado, let's start calling up the 2021 members of the May W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor. We're going to start with Margaret Valentine Mannion from Mineola. Margaret Valentine Mannion, Ph.D., lives in Mineola with her husband Luke and sons Thomas and William. She is a professor of Spanish at York College at the City University of New York, having earned a BA in Spanish at Adelphi University and her MA and PhD in Hispanic Studies at Brown University. She is passionate about family, friends, travel, reading, and service to the community. While in college, she volunteered with a social group for young adults with disabilities and to offer free translation services. Education, advocacy for the disabled, and serving the needs of a bilingual population are the three strands of her volunteer and professional work. Later, Margaret taught special needs religious education classes for 12 years, served as a translator for CSE meetings in the Mineola School District, and became co-president of the district's SEPTA. Margaret was elected to the Mineola School Board in 2014, serving as vice president since 2016. This is the most meaningful volunteer work of her life, and knowing school board members, I know just how important it is and how often overlooked it is in terms of what it does for everybody. She takes pride in the district's work and on coding for all, dual language, integrated curriculum, college and career readiness, individualized learning, and especially of the work done to deliver high-quality education to all of our students during the pandemic. Margaret, that's a mouthful. But on behalf of the entire town of North Hempstead, the town board, we want to welcome you to the May W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor. Congratulations.
It is such an honor.
And this is your pin. You can remember. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Margaret. Our next honoree is from Westbury, Kyra Bryant. Kyra grew up in Westbury, where she attended the Westbury Public Schools. She graduated in 1996. You're a baby. Oh my goodness. And was accepted at several prestigious universities. Kyra attended the University of Pennsylvania and graduated with a degree in sociology. She continued her education at NYU School of Social Work, earning a master's degree. Her experiences during graduate school strengthened her determination to help improve the lives of all children, but especially minorities. Her long life journey of professional service to the less fortunate began in 2002 with North Shore Child and Family Guidance. In 2004, she was hired to be the homeless education coordinator for the Westbury schools. This position was eliminated, but she continued to work for Westbury as a school social worker. She is also the coordinator of the Westbury Summer Youth Employment and Training Program, and she's a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., National Alumni Chapter, the chair of Delta Minerva Life Development Center, Inc., a member of the NAACP, National Council of Negro Women, United Methodist Women, and since 1998, she has been a coach and mentor with the Long Island Wave AAU basketball program and founded Westbury Dragons youth football program in 2017. And what else have you done? Kyra, on behalf of the town of North Hempstead, we welcome you to the Maine W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor. Congratulations.
Here we are.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Also from Westbury, Tracy Keynes. Tracy is an advocate for her community and is a champion for change. Advancements and investments that improve and advance causes close to her heart. She is the personification of philanthropy and selflessness. Tracy received her education at Freeport High School. I grew up in Uniondale, so I'm pretty close by. Nassau Community College and NYU. At NYU, she studied organizational behavior and communications. Tracy established Community Connections of Long Island, Inc., a 501c3, to continue community engagement and operate the seasonal Newcastle youth-led farmers market. Tracy is a member of the North Hempstead Housing Authority Board since 2014 and also serves as chief custodian of the Treasury of the Nassau County Legislature. As impressive as that sounds, having served on the legislature, I know you're not really custodian of very much in terms of Treasury. But be that as it may, it's still important. It's an important job nonetheless. Sorry, Laura. Oh, she left. Okay, good. Tracy serves as chaplain of Jack and Jill Nassau County, a mother's organization dedicated to nurturing future leaders by strengthening children through leadership development, volunteer service, philanthropic giving, and civic duty. In addition to her great community efforts, she works as operations manager of the Walt Disney Company's advertising sales division since 2016. In this role, she enhances the department's effectiveness by providing information management support, managing high-profile events for CMOs and senior leaders of multi-million-dollar companies. Throughout her many accomplishments, her proudest one is her marriage to her husband, Rodney Keynes, and their 4 daughters, Tia, Troy, Tony, and Tristan. God bless you, Tracy. Tracy, on behalf of a very grateful town of North Hempstead, welcome to the Women's Roll of Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Look right at me, please. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Unfortunately, due to the scheduling conflicts, our next honoree, Lin Capuano from Port Washington, is unable to join us here today. But Lin is the founder and owner of Terrapin Environmental Solutions, Inc., an education and consulting company helping students, teachers, homeowners, and government agencies protect our natural environment. Prior to starting tests, she served as coordinator for a national partnership of state, tribal, and federal environmental agencies working to streamline and improve environmental management. Her previous positions include data management team leader for the EPA Region 2 and co-director of the Housing Rights Clinic of Hofstra University Law School. Lin completed a master's in science degree in environmental technology at the New York Institute of Technology and received a BA in history from the University of Chicago and a JD from Fordham University School of Law. She is presently a commander in the U.S. Coast Guard Reserve, having begun her Coast Guard career in 2003 on active duty as a Judge Advocate General. Presently, she is stationed in Detroit, Michigan as the Senior Reserve Officer. She lives in Port Washington with her family and volunteers with the school district as co-lead of the Sousa Elementary School Green Committee with Scout Pack 77 and as a board member of the Reconstructionist Synagogue of the North Shore. Obviously, she also is very busy. So I know we all join in congratulating Lynn on her enrollment in the Women's Roll of Honor. Congratulations, Lynn. Our next honoree with the youngest member of the group here today in tow is Ellen Fox from Sands Point. Ellen has a passion for helping children succeed in school. Being dyslexic, she has used her experience to help children overcome their own obstacles. In 2004, Ellen and her team of volunteers created the Ed Foundation Support Center at the Port Washington Library. This is a weekly program for over 40 third graders featuring tutoring and enrichment. It brings together high school students and Port residents to bring the joy of learning to the children and a wonderful mentoring opportunity for the teens. Ellen is still Vice President of the Ed Foundation for the Support Center. Ellen is active in many other organizations. She's a past president of the Manor Haven PTA and Parent Council, a past board member of Community Chest, and a current member of the Port Washington Sands Point Hadassah. Ellen was spotlighted as a volunteer in 2019 at the Port Washington Library, and she's been a Manor Haven mentor for 6 years. In addition, Ellen helps organize donations for Our Lady of Fatima Food Pantry. She graduated from Schreiber High School and NYU, and her family includes her mother, Selma Bernstein, her husband, Richard, her children, Rachel, Mark, and Marissa, and Patrick, and her granddaughter, Amelia, the aforementioned Amelia, and nephews, Ross and Chase Bernstein. Ellen, on behalf of a very grateful town of North Hempstead, welcome to the May W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor. Congratulations. Oops.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Here we go. Great, thank you.
So much.
Another honoree who couldn't join us here today is Carolina Guardado from Westbury. Carolina is a vice president with JP Morgan Chase in the Auto Finance Division and mother of 3. She's been a resident of Westbury since 1994 after migrating from El Salvador with the determination of achieving the American dream. As a young student from the Westbury School District, Carolina became involved in numerous community activities, such as the youth group at St. Bridget's Church and Reading Minister. Carolina identified the need for a soccer program as she found herself traveling to neighboring towns in order for her son to be able to play soccer in an organized fashion. She soon realized that her family was not alone, as there were other Westbury parents in the same situation. She inquired to soccer organizations in the surrounding areas to help in planning to develop an organized soccer club for the Westbury area. During the fall of 2014, Carolina contacted another leader in the community to join forces and finally start an organized soccer program that would accurately teach the children of Westbury to play soccer in an ordered way and would also promote the importance of active and healthy habits as it relates to academic achievement. In the first year of existence, the Westbury Youth Soccer Program has partnered with local school officials and town officials to bring this dream of a local soccer club close to home. The Westbury Youth Soccer Program has evolved from 20 participants at the end of 2014 to over 70 participants this season. It is a member of the Long Island Junior Soccer League, the largest youth soccer organization in the country. The Westbury Youth Soccer Program has also earned several division championships during the spring and fall seasons. The program has proven to be a success, and many parents in the communities in the community are seeing it as a gate to success for their children. As a member of the Hispanic United Association of Westbury, Carolina has been instrumental in ensuring that all residents of the community receive pertinent resources. I know we all join in honoring Carolina here today and congratulate her on joining the Women's Hall of Honor. Our next honoree is Diane Harrigan of Plandome. Diane has lived on Long Island her entire life. She was raised in a Christian household along with her sisters. She admired how her dad was a part of the volunteer ambulance corps. She graduated from high school and went off to Cornell University to study math. Math, really?
I was a systems engineer.
A systems engineer, fantastic. She met her husband, Ed Harrigan, an attorney, and got married. Ed and Diane had 2 children, Trey and Karen. They moved to Manhasset in 1965 to raise their children. Community-minded and volunteer-oriented, Diane is a member of the Plandome Women's Club and the Congregational Church. Former member of the Manhasset School Community Association, the Girl Scouts, the Manhasset School System, and many, many more. She has received many awards for her volunteerism. Diane became involved in the Manhasset Chamber of Commerce and helped with the beautification of Manhasset through the Adopt a Pole program, which had then been run by Betsy Cheeseborough. She's been doing Adopt a Pole for over 26 years and continues to be an integral member of the Manhasset community and an involved veteran. Diane, oh, she's veteran, volunteer, excuse me, veteran too, veteran and volunteer. Diane, on behalf of the entire town of North Hempstead, we congratulate you and welcome you to the May W. Newberger Women's Hall of Honor. Congratulations.
I was also the first woman president of Keynes.
Oh, and the first woman president of the Manhasset Port Washington, was it Manhasset at the time? The Manhasset Kiwanis Club. Okay?
Perfect. Here we go. Okay, thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, Judy.
The next honoree is from Albertson, Anne Marie Heradic. Good morning.
Radic. Yeah, it's okay.
Radic, okay.
I'm used to it.
Radic, excuse me. Anne Marie has lived in Albertson for 22 years with her husband Richard and sons Richie and Frankie. She received her master's degree in social work in 1996 and worked in this field for 10 years. During the COVID-19 quarantine, she received a life coach certification and started her own practice, The Best You Life Coaching. Currently, she supports clients individually and in groups. She's also a co-owner of her family's butcher shop, Good and Tender Meats, located in Lynbrook. Anne Marie and her sons are volunteers at Mama's House, a residence for homeless mothers and children. They provide childcare, sort donation items, and help out at various fundraisers. Anne Marie also volunteers for This Is My Swag Foundation, which brings movement and emotional learning programs to children. She assists at their annual gala and other fundraisers. More recently, she is involved with assisting a local food pantry run by the Beacon Church. Anne Marie, on behalf of a very grateful town of North Hempstead, welcome to the May W. Newberger Women's Hall.
Perfect. There we are.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next honoree from New Hyde Park is Farhana Islam. Farhana is a devoted mother of children's age 10, 8, and 5. God bless you. And works full-time as a pharmacist at a local pharmacy and also works part-time at Parker Jewish Institute. She is passionate about community service and improving the lives of residents here on Long Island. She serves as the digital strategist and creative director of Muslims for Progress. Through this grassroots organization, she has been able to increase civic involvement in our area. Farhana chairs the Long Island Progressive Coalition, an organization that fights for social, racial, and economic justice, and volunteers with New York Renews, a statewide coalition that aims to achieve climate justice through legislative reform. In her spare time, as though there is such a thing, she mentors aspiring chefs and home cooks through private cooking classes and lessons through her cooking series, Binny's Kitchen? Binny's Kitchen. Through these home cooking classes, she has aimed to empower home chefs, imparting essential skills that bring confidence to beginner cooks and encourage a healthy lifestyle. Farhana has played an integral part in the approval of school closures on Eid holidays for the Sewanaka Central High School District. The district encompasses 15 separate elementary schools and 4 elementary school boards and 1 high school board serving 5 separate high schools. Through her work towards inclusion of Muslim holidays beginning in 2018, the district has become a leader in diversity and inclusion initiatives, forming a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee. She has also served as the Muslim liaison for Congresswoman Kathleen Rice. Farhana, on behalf of a very grateful town of North Hempstead, welcome to the May W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor.
Okay, perfect. You can right here, please. Great. Perfect.
Congratulations. Thank you. Our next honoree is Diane Carl from Williston Park. Diane has been a resident of Williston Park since 1973, and she's been an active member of St. Aidan's Rosary Altar Society and the American Legion Auxiliary, Williston Unit 144. At the Auxiliary's Special Friends Party, an event for young adults in group homes, she volunteers by baking, setting up, and serving. She is the education chairperson and liaison between Unit 144 and parish outreach conducted by St. Aidan's Social Ministry. She advises graduating seniors from various schools about the auxiliary scholarships offered. During her tenure, 9 students have won scholarships. Through parish outreach, Diane organizes a school supply collection and local community students. 4 local community students, excuse me. Currently, Diane works as a lunch aide at Henry Viscardi School, a school for students in grades pre-K through 12 with physical disabilities. She coordinates with the staff and the veterans a yearly demonstration of proper flag etiquette and assists in the indoor Veterans Day Parade by inviting veterans from the American Legion Post 144 and Albertson VFW Post 5253. At lunchtime, she creates an arts and crafts program where she instructs and supplies the material. During COVID-19, Diane learned the Viscardi food pantry needed replenishment. She spearheaded a massive food drive collection to feed the families. Almost daily, there were non-perishable foods delivered to her front porch. Once a week, what's it?
It's true.
Yep. Once a week, she loads up her trunk and delivers them to the school. Diane, on behalf of a very grateful town of North Hempstead, welcome to the Women's Roll of Honor. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oops, sorry.
That's fine.
How's that?
Thank you. There we go. Hold it. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next honoree is from Port Washington, Pam O'Connell. Pam is a 25-year Port Washington resident who has actively supported a better town for all. She has a long association with the Port Washington Public Library. She's a board member of the Friends of the Library. She's a dedicated school volunteer with a focus on arts and education, including 9 years as cultural arts chair at Weber Middle School. Pam now focuses on social justice issues as one of the original members of Long Island Together, a collective of local volunteers and activists where she leads the Rapid Response Network on Immigration. Pam is one of the primary organizers of Long Island Together's Summer Together initiative, which funds summer camp scholarships for Port Washington families in need of economic assistance. Pam also is an organizer of their Partner Up mentorship program for local high school students who are first-generation prospective college students. Pam, on behalf of a very grateful town of North Hempstead, we welcome you to the May W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor. Congratulations. Oh, that's okay.
Well, I have my husband. I forgot to mention my husband too.
It's okay. Yes, Pam's husband is here as well. We want to make very clear about that.
My daughter.
And her daughter. Yes, thank you for being here.
Forgot to mention that.
Okay, here we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on that note, I want to take a moment to thank the husbands, the children, the grandchildren in some cases, for sharing these outstanding women with the community at large. The volunteer work they do comes out of their family time, or at least is in supplement to their family time, and that shouldn't be overlooked. So congratulations to everyone associated with our honorees. Our next honoree is Rosa Stein from Manhasset. Rosa was born in Sicily and emigrated to the United States with her parents and 2 younger sisters when she was 9 years old. Not speaking a word of English, she enrolled in the 4th grade at PS 222 in Brooklyn. She went on to attend St. Edmund's High School and then Baruch College, where she earned a BA in accounting. She was the first person in her family to attend college and set an example for her 2 younger sisters and cousins who followed in her path. Rose worked in public accounting for several years before meeting her husband, Gary. They got married and moved to Manhasset in 1998, where they raised their 3 daughters. Rosa has been volunteering and helping her friends and neighbors in the town of North Hempstead for 23 years. She was a Girl Scout leader for 14 years, a member of Friends of the Manhasset Library for 2 years, a grade level chair with the Manhasset SCA, and a liaison between SCA and Manhasset CASA. Rosa led the junior coalition of the Manhasset Women's Coalition Against Breast Cancer for 4 years, planning and supervising experiences for high school girls to learn the value of volunteerism, helping raise critical funds for uninsured cancer patients, and raising awareness of cancer prevention and treatment. Rosa subsequently served on the Manhasset Women's Coalition Against Breast Cancer, their board, for 4 years, and currently supports their outreach program. For 5 years, she's been an active member of the St. Vincent de Paul Society at the Church of St. Mary, providing spiritual and financial support for neighbors in need of short-term help. She serves as treasurer and co-chair of the annual Friends of the Poor Walk fundraiser. She helps St. Mary's families through their hardest days as a minister of consolation, preparing and attending funerals to memorialize lost loved ones. Rosa also is an altar server, Eucharistic minister, religion teacher, and Rosarian. Rosa brings understanding, compassion, and commitment to every situation. During the height of the pandemic, Rosa made daily trips, adhering to all safety protocols, of course, to help vulnerable senior parishioners with their groceries, medication, and more. For many months, she purchased dinners for underprivileged families with COVID-19 infection in their homes and delivered food each week from the Shelter Rock Food Pantry to homebound families. She lifts those around her, as we can see. Rosa, on behalf of a very grateful town of North Hempstead, welcome to the Women's Roll of Honor. Congratulations.
Okay, perfect. Looking right at me. Here we go.
Thank you. Our next honoree is Antentis from Manhasset Hills. After growing up in Richmond Hill and becoming a registered nurse, Ann moved to New Hyde Park with her husband Bill when they were married in 1974. She became involved in the Herrick's public schools when her children, Stephen and Andrea, attended Denton Avenue School, chaired the Human Relations Committee, became PTA Vice President, then President, and later Co-President of the Herrick's Council of PTAs. As the community became more ethnically diverse, she joined with school administrators in promoting understanding and acceptance of new residents as a founding member of the Community Coalition, organizing Unity Days, food and cultural events, and public forums. She is a past president of the Herrick's Community Fund and promoted the annual dinner dances and carnival to raise funds for school and community programs such as teacher mini grants, building improvements, high school and middle school youth programs, senior programs, and Herrick's Players. During this time, she worked at Our Space, the Herrick's Alzheimer's Day program, for 25 years as assistant coordinator and then director. Before she retired, she was able to establish a sensory garden at the Herrick's Community Center for her clients and building employees with the help of grants and volunteers. She continues to advocate for seniors and frail elderly and is a member of the Roslyn Herrick's East Wilson Continuing Education Advisory Board, the Art League of Nassau County, PEO, and Clark Garden Auxiliary. Her grandchildren are her delight, and she is grateful for the opportunities her family has enjoyed living in the town of North Hempstead. She has made lasting friendships here and plans on spending her retirement with her husband in this community. And on behalf of a very, very grateful town of North Hempstead, welcome to the May W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor. Congratulations.
Here we go. Thank you.
Let's have another hand for the 2021 class of the May W. Newberger Women's Roll of Honor. I have to tell you, I did a double take. We went through 13 women so quickly, I thought we missed somebody. But I congratulate all of you for wonderful achievements for our community. The town of North Hempstead is a better place as a result of your efforts. And as I've mentioned, you are now an honoree. You will always be an honoree of this Roll of Honor. But please keep up the good work. We need it. Congratulations again. I'm going to take a moment because 2 years ago, in 2019, barely 3 weeks after our last Women's Roll of Honor breakfast, a woman who was a foundation of this event, Shirley Romain, passed away. Shirley was a contributor to this event each and every year from its very beginning in 1994. Shirley, many of you might know, Shirley would come up and she would read inspirational stories, poems, quotes, and bring a real cultural flair to this event every single year. And unfortunately, shortly after the 2019 breakfast, we lost Shirley. We did not have the opportunity to honor her last year for obvious reasons. But I'd like to take a moment to ask everyone to reference the screen in back there, where we have a short presentation in memory of Shirley Romain. At this time, I'm going to finally turn the microphone over to a woman who has become really, quite frankly, an institution here at the Women's Roll of Honor celebrations.
Who rescued me the very first breakfast when I said, I need somebody to say something or do something. You're the best actress we have around. It has added a very special quality to this breakfast.
Shirley has been here since the very beginning.
She has honored the honor breakfast.
It is my great pleasure
to invite up Shirley Romain.
Outstanding social advocate and social activist in the Great Neck community and throughout the town of North Hempstead.
And has added such color and warmth to our festivities, if you will. And I am truly looking forward to this home to inspire us.
Our jewel, Shirley Romain.
Let me just tell you, I'm going to do some poems for you this morning. They're all by women poets, and each of them has a very special thing to say. I love people who harness themselves, an ox to a cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience. And every woman should know that her childhood may not have been perfect, but it's over. Maybe young women are wondering whether they can have it all anymore. But in case you are wondering, of course you can. Was it my enemy or my friend who said, "What a big book for such a little head"? God has given the call to women to come forward to stay the hand of men, to say no. No, we will no longer kill our fellow men. The pitcher cries for water to hold, and the person for work that is real. Two paths diverged in a wood, and we can take them both. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman. Phenomenal. Phenomenal woman. That's me. You're all just terrific women. Aren't we all just terrific women? It's really great.
Shirley has been a staple for this. We thank you so much, Shirley.
Well, the pleasure is all mine.
As you can see, even right up until the end, Shirley was a force of nature. She gave life to the words of Maya Angelou, Nora Ephron, and so many other outstanding women authors, women poets, women screenwriters, and Shirley will never be forgotten by anyone associated with the Women's Roll of Honor. So I just want to take a moment to have a moment of silence on behalf of Shirley and to thank her for all her contributions, not just to this ceremony each year, but to the town of North Hempstead generally. Thank you all very much. We are reaching the conclusion of this great event. Another outstanding crop of wonderful achievement-laden women who will continue the good work for many, many years to come, who will be followed by future classes of the Women's Roll of Honor, but who will never be forgotten for everything they've achieved and everything they've given back to the community. Before we wrap up, I do want to thank a number of our sponsors who have made this event possible. Flushing Bank, Capital One Bank, Empire National Bank, Hawkins, Delafield and Wood, and KISS Products have all generously contributed to provide for this free event here today, and I thank them all. I also have to thank everyone who organized this event here today. I'm going to start with our friend and guide on the way in, Brandon Gimpelman from my office. My two deputies, Julie Chin and Nick Warilia, who's back hopefully staffing the fort. Our outstanding supervisor and honoree, Judy Bosworth, and her entire staff. I have to thank Allen Ginsberg and everyone, Rebecca Levine, and everyone involved with filming so that we had the opportunity to make a presentation like we did today on behalf of Shirley. Our Commissioner, Kimberly Corcoran-Galante, and her entire Department of Community Services and the Department for Services for the Aged. Our Commissioner Paul Castigliola and the Administrative Services Department for their contributions to all of this as well as everyone associated with Harbor Links, who each and every year make this the event that everyone remembers and that everyone enjoys. Their efforts don't go unnoticed as well. So I want to thank all of them. This is a little bit bittersweet for me because this will be the last year I get to MC this event. I will no longer be town clerk next year. It has been my honor for the last 8 years to present this. Well, 7 of the 8, unfortunately, but for the last 8 years, I've had the good fortune of being the MC of this event. I have enjoyed every moment of it, as nerve-wracking as it may be sometimes. When microphones don't work or people show up late, more than once, we should have had part of the video that Shirley would show up literally 30 seconds before she was to go on, as only a diva like Shirley could do. So me vamping for time became a norm for a few years, but it has been my privilege to host this event, and I know that we're leaving it in good hands with whoever takes us over next year, and I look forward to seeing all of you one way or another in the future. Thank you all, congratulations, and please have a great day. Enjoy this beautiful day. Enjoy Father's Day for those of you so inclined, and I'll see you next year, hopefully in March during Women's History Month. Have a great day. Everybody enjoy. Thank you.
So before you all leave, Wayne very poignantly spoke about this being his last opportunity to host this great event. He's done such an outstanding job through some really challenging situations, but the event always happened one way or the other. And please join me in truly welcoming Wayne Wink and thanking him.
And I would be remiss if I didn't also mention that this is the last Women's Roll of Honor celebration that our great town supervisor will be supervisor. And her guidance, her leadership, and really her support has made all of this possible. So let's have a big round of applause for our outstanding supervisor, Judy Bosworth.
I'll still be coming to the event.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was also remiss in not reminding all of our honorees to please stick around for a few minutes. We're arranging chairs so that we can do as good a social distancing photo as we can. So all 11 of you who are here today, please join us in the corner over here so we can take a picture to commemorate this for many, many years to come. Congratulations, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you so much.